This lesson we're going to take a look at part 2 of Duane Allman's solo in Stormy Monday. Okay, we're just going to take it bar at a time here. So let's start. This is part 2. This is the second time around the chord changes. He's going to start with... Okay, so that's the first thing we're looking at there, okay? So he's still in this position right here, this B.B. King position. So it's going to slide up to the 9th fret of the G string, and 2 hits on the 8 on the B string. And then we're going to go here and do a full bend on the 10th fret of the E string, and then 7 on the E string back to 10. So this is the major third of a G chord. So it sounds very majory, very happy sounding. Okay, then we have a series of bends. So full bend, then no bend, then a 1.5 step bend, and then another full bend, and then no bend. So it sounds like this. Did you hear that? So those bends make a difference. You can't just bend randomly. It's got to be the right steps. So okay, then we have a half bend on the 12th fret of the B string, pull off, release to 8. So if you didn't bend, you're trying to hit this note. Okay, so that's the whole first lick. And then he does this, the next part, slides up to 9 again. Basically what he's playing here is this is over the 4 chord, the C. He's playing a little triad, the dominant 7 triad. There's the 3rd, the 5th, and the flat 7. So he slides up to 9, plays the 8th fret, 11th fret, back to 9. Then he does similar thing. Slides up to 9 again, 8, 10, 9, 8. And then he kind of bumps something, I think an open G maybe. And he goes back into that same lick that we started on. So we have, whoops, sorry. Then you're right back to that. Then we have another series of bends. Whoops. So a lot of bending in there, different bends. So, okay, so let's rewind. So the second time he goes to this. Then we have a full bend, back to regular 10. Then we have this series of alternating between a full bend and a 1.5 step bend on the 10th fret of the E string. Then to 10. Then we go up to 12 and do a 1.5 step bend. Then regular 12 to 10 on the B string. And then we have another one of those bend and release on the 10th fret of the B string to the 8th fret. Okay, so that is whoops, sorry, I always do that. One more time. Okay, that's where we are. A lot of bending in there. You're really going to get a workout on this one. Those bends really sound cool, and that's definitely part of Duane Allman's style. So get caught up on that, and then we'll take it to the next bar. Okay, so here's the next couple phrases. So after we come to our 12th fret bend, then we have okay, so let's get up to there. So we have another slide to the 9th fret, 8, 10, and then a bend. It's a pre-bend, so you start bent, release, pull off the 8. Actually, don't pull off the 8. And go straight to 10 on the D string, which is the root note of C, which is the chord we're on here, okay? So, then we do the same thing again. 9 to 8. Then another pre-bend. This time you do pull off the 8. Hit another 8. Then we have a 1.5 step bend on the 10th fret of the B string. And while you're holding that, you hit the 10th fret of the E string. And then a full bend, and then 2 8s, okay? So you have the tab there. This is really hard to follow if you're not looking at the tab. So make sure you're referencing the tab. So we have okay, then from there we have another full bend, another 10 on the E string. Then you release and pull to the 8. Like that. A lot of bends in there, but it's all right here in this box. So I'm going to go from previously where we stopped on that big bend on the 12th fret. Now this starts to climb up to get into the A minor 7. So we have a full bend on the 10. Then you pick it again, release it, pull off the 8 and go to 11. Then you pick that, release it, pull off the 8 and go to 12. And that's a 1.5 step bend. So we have then you go back to 11, do a bend, release, and pull off the 8, and then hit the 8 again. So we have okay, we're almost there. So get that down, and then we'll take a look at the next 2 bars. Okay, in the next couple bars, we have another sequence of a bunch of bends. And they're all on the 10th fret of the B string. So he goes, he's going to do 2 bends that are a half bend and release. They're real quick releases. Like that. Okay, then you're going to do 2 bends that are pre-bends. So you bend half a step first and then release. So we have, then we have another regular half bend and then another pre-bend release. So we have pretty kind of weird, but it fits over the chords. It's pretty cool. Okay, then we have another half bend on 10, and then another pre-bend and release. And then to 8. And then slide from 8 to 6 twice. And then you go 7/5 on the G string to 3 on the E string. Like that. So, and then he goes up into a higher octave. So get that down and we'll study the last 2 bars. Okay, the second to last bar of this solo, he's going to slide up from where we are at 3. You're going to hit from the 3 on the B string, and you're going to slide up to the 15th fret. So we're at the octave, G pentatonic minor octave. Okay? But you're going to want to bar both the B and high E string. So you slide up to there, then you hit the E string, and then back to the B. Then it's 18, and then twice on the 15, and then the 18th fret B string bend, full bend. Okay, then we go, let's see, you have that bent, you're going to hit it again and pull off, or release, pull off to the 15. Then you're going to keep that 15th fret E string and B string barred, pull off from 17 to 15. Whoops. And then hit 15 B string and 15 E string again. And then another bend on the 18th fret B string. So it's okay. Okay, to get that down, that's a real fast lick. Okay, then we have just one more bar. Okay, for the last bar, we have, in classic Duane Allman fashion, another series of bends, wholes, and halves that make up this little melody line. So we have 18th fret, it's a full bend, and then a half bend on 18. So you're basically going to and then 15, and then 2, and then 17, and then 2 full bends on 17, and then 15. So and then 3 hits on 15 actually, and that's the 5. That's the root note of the 5 chord, the D. Okay, so and then he does right at the end. He does a little hammer onto the 18th fret, which is the flat 7 of the whole key, G. So we have and then it goes into, I think the next thing on the record is the organ solo, okay? So that is all the parts, both parts of the Duane Allman solo in Stormy Monday. it's a lot. You got to really work at those bends, make sure you're getting them to the right note. So the only way to really get this down well is you got to listen to the original, the live version, live at Fillmore East. Listen to a bar, then try to play it, try to match it, try to get it to sound just like it. Then go to the next bar and do it that way, and make sure you're referencing the tab and referencing the lesson video. So again, a bar at a time. If you try to go through the whole thing, it's just you're never really going to get it down and memorized. Get a bar memorized, move to the next bar. Then you got 2 bars memorized, and add another. And you do it that way, and you really get it down, you'll get all the way through it. But again, really concentrate on those bends and getting the right pitch on those bends. You know, I mean, that makes a difference. Full, half. It's like going. So if you didn't bend, that would be. So you want it to sound like that. Okay, so there you have it. That's the Duane Allman solo to Stormy Monday.